Good evening, everyone. My name is Martin Ramos, map leader for the city of Monrovia, and I'm here with my friend Cheryl Mayer, the friendly neighborhood health coach. I met her through the Monrovia Chamber of Commerce, which I'm also an ambassador for. And today she's going to be giving a presentation to my community workout group. So Cheryl, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm really happy to be here, and I'm especially happy to be talking to young people today because they're amongst the most important group that I want my message to reach. 7 years ago, I'm a business owner in Monrovia. I grew up in Arcadia. This is my area and I love it here. So I'm especially happy when I can do something within the community. My jewelry business is in Monrovia, just off of Myrtle. And 7 years ago, I woke up one morning and everything in my body hurt. Every muscle, every joint. Little did I know I had autoimmune disease. But I went to my doctor and she ran some tests. And then she ran some more, and then she ran more, and she finally called me and said, "There's nothing wrong with you, Cheryl. You should maybe think about seeing a shrink because I think it's in your head." I said, "Obviously, it's not in my head. I hurt." So I started to do my own research because I did not want a life of pain and pills. And what I discovered has changed my life. I tripped across what's called the functional medical community. They are full doctors. My doctor went to Yale Medical School, but most functional doctors got sick themselves and couldn't figure out through what they had learned how to heal themselves. So I discovered I actually really truly do have autoimmune disease, but there were some things I could do before I saw any expert in anything. The first thing was I could start to eliminate toxins, and I found hundreds of them that I purged in my life. And the second thing was I needed to learn ways to reduce my stress because, hey, I was always being chased by a tiger and I thought that was a good thing to get a lot of work done. But in reality, it had depleted my cortisol so that I was not quite, but almost to Addison's disease, which meant that I had chronic fatigue and I was more tired when I got up in the morning than I was when I went to bed at night. So I then found my functional doctor. She is a root cause doctor. So she ran completely different tests than what my conventional doctor ran. As an example, my conventional doctor checked my thyroid from here to here. My functional doctor checked my thyroid from here to my adrenals, and that's where I was broken. My conventional doctor checked me for allergies. The only thing I was allergic to was the tape that held the allergy on my back.
Wow.
But my functional doctor tested me for sensitivities, which is a little different than an allergy. An allergy can make you react immediately and it could actually kill you. A sensitivity creates a slow burn. And what is inflammation? Inflammation is that slow burn that builds up. So I had 18 different foods that triggered that in me, and inflammation becomes disease. Inflammation becomes the source of chronic pain. So that's where I started with the functional doctor. When I started to return to health, I decided that what I really wanted to do, because I'm going to be 70 this January, is...
Which I couldn't even believe. I was in shock when she told me that.
I returned to school at 67 to get my credentials as a health coach, and now I'm working with people in a couple of different ways so that they can get my message. I think the reason our health system is broken is because of all these toxins that I discovered, and I want people to clean up and be healthy. Let me just give you a couple quick statistics. We're 37th in the world in health. Why do you think that is? Because we allow all these toxins in our world, in this country. And this was the number that really threw me. 53% of our children have some kind of chronic illness. So
They're born with it now.
They're born with it now. Yeah, it comes through the mother's placenta because the mother has so much toxic load, and that's what causes all of this to happen. The toxic load builds up and reaches a tipping point, and then you go into disease and chronic illness. And kids are getting born with a healthy toxic load right from the beginning now. So that just by entering the world, they've got 3 strikes against them, and then it continues to build from there because the toxins are everywhere. So what we're going to talk about tonight with the kids is we're going to start simple. What's the difference between eating organic food, eating conventionally grown food, and eating genetically modified food? I want to encourage everybody whenever possible to eat organic, because the things that they are spraying on our food are really unhealthy for us. So that's where we're going to start. I'm a coach. If you have any kind of chronic pain or anything that is caused by inflammation, which is actually most of our diseases, I'm a great person for you to work with, because I become like a little encyclopedia of knowledge about health, and
She
I
really
can
is.
help you. All the kids in my class cracked up that it was fun to be around me, because not only was I knowledgeable, but I have lived through it all, and I have. And who better to coach you to success than someone who has walked in your shoes? So I'm in Monrovia, so we can do it one-on-one, or we can do it over Zoom or FaceTime or Skype. But I can inspire you to lead a healthy life and to clean up for both yourself, for your family, and for your children. So that's why Martin invited me here today. So I'm thrilled to be here.
And something that she didn't mention was that the fact that she cleaned up her lifestyle caused her to lose,
I lost
45
45 pounds, and then I stopped. I'm not there, but I am loaded with mold. So at the moment, I am doing a mold detox with real food. And my husband, who's behind us, come over here, he lost 80 pounds since we've been together. We've been together 5 years. When I got
80
sick, I was in a
pounds.
toxic relationship. That broke up. I went out and I found John. We got married 3.5 years ago, but since I met him 5 years ago, he's lost 80 pounds. And losing the weight was without dieting. I don't believe in dieting. I believe in eating real food, which is a win-win-win. Your body gets healthy, you're feeding it real nutrients, it gets excited, and it drops the weight just automatically. So if you learn to eat this way, you will never, ever diet again. And your body will thank you and be jumping for joy, because you're going to feel so good. And you can tell I have a lot of energy. So that's from eating real food.
Without coffee, without any of that. Right?
Without any of that stuff.
Yeah. And that's something that I can relate to as well, because when I cleaned up my lifestyle, it caused me to lose 95 pounds.
Wow.
Now, I also exercised and all that good stuff, which caused this drastic weight loss. I still have about 50 more that I'm trying to lose. I'm not there yet either. But how do you feel now that you've lost 80 pounds?
Well, I'm 72, and I feel better at 72 than I did in my 50s.
Wow.
So
You hear that, 30-year-olds laying in bed right now as you're watching this, saying that you're old?
Yeah, you're not old. And I want to remind you, somebody once said to me, age is a privilege, so don't ever forget it. When you get to
that.
70, you know that age is a privilege, because not everybody got there with you. So Martin is holding my book. That's a
Yes.
great place to start, because when I wrote my book, I shared where I found all the toxins and what I replaced them all with. There's a database by EWG, the Environmental Working Group, that's not the easiest database to go in and noodle around, but there's hundreds of thousands of everyday items in that database. So I went and found low toxic items and did a trial and error until I found things that I'm happy with. And that's what I thought my greatest value would be in writing a book, is to share where they are and then what to replace them with. And if you buy the book and you write to me, I'll send you a free workbook. So as you read the book, and it can be read in any order, any chapter can be read, you write down what you have that's toxic in your life and what you're going to replace it with when you run out of it. My very first beta reader went through her house and threw away everything, and almost caused World War II with her husband, because she threw away all his favorite food. So you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
You're going to do it little by little. And if you need help in terms of replacing bad food choices, I've got it down, because I've replaced them all. So I'm an excellent source of information for you to hire as your coach.
She really is. And she's an award-winning author for the illustrations and the
For
information
the book,
that she
I've won.
presents in this book.
The book has won 12 awards. 3 of them are for my illustrator, who I
Some
was
pretty cool
delighted that he
images
won
in here.
3 of the awards. One was for my husband for formatting the book, and the rest of them are mine
yeah.
for writing the book.
Yeah. And I started reading, and I saw some interesting things, like we can get toxins from, women from cosmetics, all of us from cleaning products,
Right.
from all kinds
What
of
you
things.
cook your food in, what you
Yeah.
store your food in. I brought my stainless steel water bottle, because I will never drink water out of a plastic bottle again. We put filtered water into our house, and I fill these bottles up every morning. I have jugs that I fill out if I'm going to be gone too long for one bottle of water, and I drink clean water from a clean container. Even though we're about to leave tomorrow for Sedona, and that's a 7-hour drive, we're going to take all our own water with us and drink it out of stainless steel, because not only is the plastic leaching into your body, which is a hormone disruptor, but there's little tiny bits of plastic that are floating around in that water, which is going into your body, which is not good for you. And here's the biggie. You think Flint, Michigan's the only place with bad water? Well, there are cities all over America that have disgusting water. We're a little bit better off than a lot of places because our water comes out of the mountains, but it still has all kinds of stuff that goes into our water. People throw away their drugs and that goes into our water. All the pesticides and herbicides go into our water. So you really want to get a simple filter on your kitchen sink at least, so that what you cook with and you drink is clean, and then you get all those toxins. And believe it or not, what's in the bottled water is less safe than what's coming out of your tap, and it's not so ducky in the first place. So filter your own water and carry it with you. Your body will be happy. And if you've noticed that little boys and little girls are maturing earlier than they used to, that's because of the endocrine disruptors. And there's a fear not only that little girls are now starting to mature as early as 8, but little boys are losing their sperm. So if we don't clean it up, it's going to be maybe 20, 30 years, and we're going to have a harder time reproducing. So it's important. All this stuff is really important, especially if you're young, for the next generation.
Well, thank you so much for coming out here. I know you said it's not cold, but it's cold to us. You know.
Yeah, no, I'm not
And I
cold.
look forward to the information that you're going to present tonight.
Thank you.
So thank you guys for coming.
Thank you so much.
All right. See you guys.